What if I told you that ultimate happiness is within your control? Now that's a powerful statement, isn't it? Happiness isn't just about the smiling faces we see on social media or the laughter we hear at parties. It's a profound state of mind that influences our health, longevity, and overall quality of life. Today, we're about to journey into the realm of happiness. More specifically, the 9 habits we need to ditch to unlock our ultimate happiness. So, are you ready to explore and ditch these habits for your happiness? Let's dive right in. First on our list is negativity, the happiness killer. Negativity has a way of sneaking into our minds, casting a shadow over our thoughts and emotions. It's like a parasite, feeding on our joy, and if left unchecked, it can consume us. But here's the thing. We can choose not to feed this parasite. We can choose to focus on the positive aspects of life. Think about it. When you wake up in the morning, do you focus on the fact that it's too early, or do you appreciate the new day and the opportunities it brings? When you're stuck in traffic, do you complain about the delay, or do you use the time to listen to your favorite music or podcast? The difference lies in your perspective. Negativity narrows our vision, making us focus on the bad and ignore the good. However, by consciously shifting our focus to the positive, we can broaden our perspective, appreciate the good in our lives, and ultimately find happiness. So the next time you find yourself spiraling into negativity, pause, take a deep breath. Remind yourself that you have the power to choose positivity. Remember, your thoughts shape your reality. Next up, the act of constantly putting things off, procrastination. It's a familiar foe for many of us, lurking in the corners of our to-do lists, casting a shadow over our plans. But let's shed some light on it. Procrastination isn't just about delaying tasks, it's a happiness thief. It creeps in, building a wall of stress and anxiety between us and our goals. Each postponed task, each unchecked box adds a brick to that wall. But imagine, what if we could tear that wall down? Well, we can. By taking immediate action, by tackling tasks head-on, we can dismantle it brick by brick. Each task completed, each box checked, not only moves us closer to our goals, but also fuels a sense of accomplishment. And there's happiness in that, a joy in progress, a contentment in knowing we're moving forward. So let's start today, not tomorrow, not the next week. Let's replace later with now. Let's switch the can't do with done. Remember, every task completed is a victory over procrastination. Beat procrastination, and you're one step closer to happiness. Third on our list, comparing with others, a surefire way to kill your happiness. We live in a world that thrives on comparison. Social media, peer pressure, societal expectations, they all push us towards this dangerous trap of constantly measuring ourselves against others. But let's stop for a moment and consider this. Isn't it like comparing apples and oranges? Each one of us is unique, with our own set of strengths, weaknesses, experiences, and aspirations. When we compare ourselves with others, we are essentially dismissing our own achievements, no matter how small or big they might be. This only leads to dissatisfaction and a never-ending cycle of chasing after what others have. Instead, let's cultivate a habit of appreciating our own achievements. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Every step forward is a step towards your own goals, not someone else's. Remember, life is not a race, but a journey to be savored. Embrace your journey, for it is unique and beautiful. Moving on to habit 4, holding on to the past, an obstacle to your happiness. Let's visualize our past as an old, dusty book. It's been read, its pages are worn, but it's time to put it back on the shelf. You see, the past, with its mistakes, regrets, and heartaches, can weigh us down like a heavy anchor, preventing us from sailing into the present, the here and now. It's important to remember that the past is a teacher, not a jailer. It's there to guide us, not to confine us. Holding on to the past can block the path to happiness. It's like trying to drive a car while constantly looking in the rearview mirror. You miss what's ahead and risk crashing. By focusing on the present, we can enjoy the journey and steer towards a happier, healthier life. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or denying the past. It means learning from it, growing from it, and then moving on. It's about releasing the weight of what was, to make room for what can be. After all, we can't change the past, but we can shape our present and future. Remember, the past is a place of reference, not residence. Halfway through, habit 5, overthinking, the silent happiness thief. Overthinking is like a sneaky, silent bandit, stealing away precious moments of peace and contentment. It's the habit of dwelling on problems, magnifying worries, and creating anxiety out of thin air. Overthinkers often find themselves caught in a cyclone of what-ifs and should-haves, forgetting to live in the here and now. But here's the kicker. The present moment is all we truly have. Focusing on the present, instead of constantly wrestling with past regrets or future uncertainties, paves the way to happiness. It's about appreciating the now, the beauty of the moment unfolding right before your eyes. When you find yourself spiraling into the abyss of overthinking, take a deep breath. Bring your attention back to the present. Remind yourself that the only thing you can control is how you react to the present moment. Remember, overthinking is like quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. The key is to stop struggling, to stop overthinking. Life is simpler when you stop overthinking. Next, habit 6. Ignoring self-care, a habit that drains happiness. Let's really dive into this. Self-care is often seen as a luxury, something we indulge in when we have the time. But in reality, it's a necessity. It's about acknowledging your own needs and taking the time to meet them. It's about nourishing your mind, body, and soul in a way that makes you feel whole, content, and at peace. When we neglect self-care, we're not just ignoring our physical health. We're also dismissing our emotional and mental well-being. Stress builds up, burnout creeps in, and happiness seems like a distant dream. But when we prioritize self-care, we're saying to ourselves, I matter, my well-being matters. And that's a powerful message. Whether it's taking a relaxing bath, reading a good book, going for a run, meditating, or simply sleeping in, self-care activities are your personal recharge time. They rejuvenate you, giving you the energy and resilience to face life's challenges with a smile. Remember, self-care is not selfish, it's essential. It's the foundation of a happy, fulfilled life. So make self-care a priority, not an afterthought. It's about treating yourself with the kindness and respect you deserve. That's a habit worth cultivating. On to habit 7, fear of change, a barrier to your happiness. Let's delve into how this fear can hold us back from new experiences and ultimate happiness. Change, as daunting as it may seem, is the only constant in life. It's like a river that flows, bringing with it fresh opportunities and experiences. Yet many of us are paralyzed by the fear of change. We cling to our comfort zones, afraid to step out, afraid to upset the balance. But what we often fail to realize is that this fear, this resistance, keeps us stuck in a rut. It stifles growth and hinders our progress towards happiness. Embracing change, on the other hand, opens up a world of possibilities. It's like a door leading to new adventures, new learnings, and new joys. It allows us to learn, to grow, to adapt, and ultimately, to thrive. So let's not let fear keep us from our happiness. Remember, change doesn't have to be scary. It's an opportunity for growth, for evolution. It's a chance to explore new paths, to discover new aspects of ourselves, and to find joy in unexpected places. Change is inevitable. Embrace it. Next up, habit 8, living up to others' expectations, a happiness trap. Picture this. You're constantly trying to meet the standards set by others, whether it's your parents, friends, or society in general. This habit can lead to a life filled with stress and dissatisfaction. Why? Because you're living someone else's life, not your own. Now let's flip the script. Imagine waking up every morning knowing that you're living your life for you, not for anyone else. You're pursuing your passions, your dreams, and your goals. You're not weighed down by the pressure to conform or meet someone else's expectations. Sounds liberating, doesn't it? It's important to remember that your journey is unique, and it's okay to choose a path that aligns with your values and aspirations. It's okay to say no, to set boundaries, and to prioritize your happiness over others' expectations. In essence, let go of the need to please everyone. It's an impossible task, and it's not a prerequisite for happiness. Instead, focus on pleasing the most important person in your life, you. After all, you're the one who has to live with your choices. So why not choose happiness? Live your life for you, not for anyone else. Finally, habit 9, lack of gratitude, an overlooked key to happiness. Often, we're so focused on what we don't have that we forget to appreciate what we do have. This habit of overlooking our blessings can lead to dissatisfaction, a constant thirst for more, and ultimately, unhappiness. But what if we shift our perspective? What if we start recognizing and cherishing the things we usually take for granted? This is where the magic of gratitude comes in. Gratitude is like a happiness magnet. When we express gratitude, we acknowledge the goodness in our lives. This simple act boosts our mood, reduces stress, and enhances our overall well-being. Gratitude cultivates positivity and fosters contentment. It's like basking in the warmth of the sun on a cold day. By practicing gratitude daily, we start to see the world in a brighter light. We begin to realize that happiness doesn't come from acquiring more, but from appreciating what we already have. So let's start today. Let's appreciate the air we breathe, the food on our table, the people who love us, and the simple joys that life offers. Remember, it's not happiness that brings us gratitude. It's gratitude that brings us happiness. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. So there you have it, the 9 habits you must ditch for ultimate happiness. We've journeyed through the landscapes of negativity, procrastination, comparison, clinging to the past, overthinking, neglecting self-care, fear of change, living up to others' expectations, and lack of gratitude. Each of these habits, when left unchecked, can cloud our lives and prevent us from experiencing the joy and contentment we seek. But remember, happiness isn't a destination, it's a way of life. It's about making small, incremental changes and embracing a positive mindset. It's about letting go of what we can't control and focusing instead on what we can. It's about appreciating what we have and not fretting over what we don't. So, let's bid farewell to these 9 happiness-hindering habits and welcome a life filled with joy, contentment, and positivity. After all, the key to our happiness lies within us, waiting to be unlocked. Remember, happiness is within your reach. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful videos. Until next time, stay happy.